Yes, everyone, it is finally here. Spaghetti with meatballs. Literally, look, this is spaghetti, this is the tomato sauce, and this is the meatball. Okay, never mind, let's just get on with the review. Yes, everyone, it is finally here. The Fiat 600. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Is this a 600 really? The original 600 we all know had a lot of dimensions and a lot of similarities to the original Fiat 500, but this is the Fiat 600, and it confused me as well, because what about the Fiat 500X? As of this point, it's not entirely clear what's going to become of the Fiat 500X. Is the 600 a successor of the Fiat 500X, or is it just another option to the Fiat 500X? The only difference that really stands out to me is the fact that this is electric, guys. But now, the fact that they're calling this 600, I had something in my mind. This Fiat 600 costs 36,000 euros. Is it good value for money or not? We're gonna find out in a moment. Let's get on with the review right now. Over here is your electric motor, proof that this is not a combustion engine car, guys, and it produces 156 horsepower. Those gorgeous looking headlights and daytime running lights, everybody. Just because this is electric and it felt the need to aim for simplicity does not mean the Italian passion has gone away. The Italian passion has remained, guys, but in a different form. Look at this, guys. You get reminded that this is indeed a 600, but it does look angry. You get proudly reminded that this has the red kit to the Fiat 600. Fiat written in red, everybody. Now the rear design has maintained this strong Fiat identity, especially it resembles a lot the Fiat 500X. The part that separates the 600 from the Fiat 500X would be those rear lights, everybody. Prominent rear lights with touches of chrome to them, and those are chromes you can actually touch. Oh my goodness, that's great. And then also you're reminded that this is indeed electric. And of course, we cannot forget about the Italian pride. They even have the Italian flag right here. This is the cutest thing I've ever seen. No keyless entry, everyone. Fiat expects you to do it by yourself. Although I like the sound of the door whenever you open and close it. Front doors sound very interesting when they close. They have this reassuring sound. It sounds like they're well built and everything. But when you open and close the back door of this Fiat 600, there's a lot of sound, guys. There's just so many things going on, and this whole thing wobbles a bit. See, oh my goodness, my hands were leaning onto the C-pillar, and the C-pillar literally vibrated. For a price of 36,000 euros, I noticed something very alarming. You do not get parking cameras at all, and you do not get parking sensors at the front at all, but you get parking sensors at the rear. This is the only form of parking aid you have. Now it is time to check out the interior of the Fiat 600, guys. The part which I was very much looking forward to. In fact, as soon as I saw this red paint right here, I thought of the bolognese sauce, guys. This is really good. There's something about this Fiat 600 that ignites the thought of food. Anyway, let's check out the interior of the Fiat 600. So first thing first, seating adjustment, everybody. The seating adjustment is manual. You can move it back and forth from the side, and then you can adjust it up and down. And then to adjust the back, it's a crank, guys. You have to twist your wrist, and it's a bit you just have to be careful with it, because my knuckles are making contact with the B pillar with the seat belt, and it's not very cozy, guys. Why not simplify the sitting adjustment? Why not just use levers instead of having a crank, guys, which I have to twist? And secondly, steering adjustment. So steering adjustment, up, down, in and out. It's easy to use. Now, when it comes to the steering wheel, I have to say it's a very interesting concept. It's a two-spoke steering wheel, similar to what I've seen in other Fiat 500 models. I think it was the Fiat 500e, if I recall. And it's quite interesting how they've gone about it. The feeling of the steering wheel is very good. It is leather-wrapped, and it feels very, very smooth. I like the feel of it. For this Fiat 600, you get buttons as your transmission, guys. Now, because Stellantis happened, there are a number of references to Peugeot Citroën cars. For instance, this part over here, the driving mode button, is a strong reference to the Peugeot Citroën cars. This looks alike, and also the window buttons. They remind me of what I've seen on Peugeot Citroën cars. And then the layouts of the buttons over here, the piano layout, it could also be a reference to Peugeot Citroën cars, because they love having pianos in their cars. I know Peugeot has the obsession of that, and now seeing this in the Fiat, it's quite artistic, but it's like, you know, if you step back and look at the big picture, you realize this is obviously from Peugeot. Now, speaking of infotainment system, the infotainment system over here has a rectangular shape. Again, it could be a reference to PSA Group cars, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's still cool. And then you get basic buttons over here to navigate your way around the infotainment system. Otherwise, the physical buttons over here are all dedicated to your climate control. It's not enough to be stylish. We do have to cover practicality. So first thing I noticed when I entered the interior is I see a huge gap right here. And this is your storage space, guys. You got a 12-volt socket in there, charging ports in there, and I don't think you get wireless telephone recharge. Maybe you do, but I just don't see it. And you do get a little storage space right here. It could be for your telephone. Ideal. That's quite nice. See? Okay, apparently you get this armrest right here, but it doesn't. Okay, so apparently this is not a central console storage. This is the thing about PSA Group cars and Stellantis now. When it comes to storage solutions, it tends to be hit or miss. Sometimes they have the perfect storage solution, and then sometimes they have something that's just a bit illogic. And this is mainly the case with PSA Group cars, I've noticed. So for instance, you get this beautiful armrest right here, but why doesn't it open as a central console storage? I think that's why you get this huge space, to compensate for the absent central console storage. Otherwise, when I was going to cover cup holders, guys. So you get cup holders, but they are super deep. They're just down there. So if you have a water bottle, it's buried in there. But otherwise, the cup holders are adjustable. You can adjust them. So you can remove this and then put it here. It's a cool concept. I like it, but just something I have to get used to. Now, glove box, guys. First thing I noticed is that I cannot really reach it from the driver's seat, so I have to bend over and then reach it. And as I was expecting, like PSA Group cars, the glove box is super deep, so no surprises over there. Otherwise, for the door bin is quite nice. I can put my water bottle in there, but it cannot fit a big water bottle. But otherwise, the door bin is average. It's average for its price and segment. Honestly, nothing much to expect. And that's about it, guys. And when it comes to storage space, there's no glasses holder even, and there's no sunroof or panoramic roof. So it's time to check out the rear seat of the Fiat 600. So, all right, ease of entrance is not very, it's very narrow, guys. It's very narrow. All right, so just watch out. Okay, so 1 second. I hear a lot of vibration. I hear a lot of sound, especially in that direction. Anyways, let's stick to the point. So, feet room can be a bit limited, guys, not surprisingly, but it is fine. Knee room is good, but even if it makes contact with the front passenger seat or the driver's seat, the seats are very squidgy, so therefore you'll be fine. Headroom is very good. It's now I arrive at a very big question. Where do I put my water bottle? Because when I entered the back seat of the Fiat 600, I noticed a very big problem. The back seats do not get any pocket. There's nothing going on. And then there's no armrest. So I'm forced to just put my water bottle in the back seat pocket, but if it takes up space, then just leave it on the back seat. Oh, someone wants to sit there, so I have to pray that maybe the front passenger and the driver will be happy accepting my water bottle. Pocket is good, it's flexible, but that's basically all that's happening in the back, guys. You get electric windows, that's good. I mean, at least you don't get crank windows, guys. Imagine what would have happened. But there's nothing happening over here. No climate control, no charging port, nothing. You get lighting at the back, guys, but even just to touch this area, this whole roof moves, like literally. And then you don't even get any backseat handle. There's nothing to hold on to whenever the ride gets bumpy. I mean, the only person in this entire car who gets a handle is the front passenger. Nobody else gets a handle. Great. So here's my conclusion of the Fiat 600. I have to say that this Fiat 600 has to be the most beautiful crossover SUV I've ever seen. It's the tastiest crossover SUV. But the thing is, it's not enough to be stylish, guys. There's a big question to ask. For a price of 36,000 euros, is this Fiat 600 good value for money or not? If you want to prioritize design, this car is perfect value for money. But if you really want to be realistic, practicality, interior quality, and then also the value for money aspect, like in terms of equipment and everything, this is where the Fiat 600 raises a lot of questions, guys. Another advantage I see is that this is indeed electric, so it comes across as no surprise that most electric cars suffer the problem of being expensive and at the same time not providing much equipment. This Fiat 600 may be a victim in that regard. I still have my opinion to express. Oh, mamma mia, I love this Fiat 600. I've said this a few times before and I'm gonna say it again. This is the most beautiful crossover SUV I've ever seen, guys. And it reminded me of food the moment I first saw this. So, you know, it raised a lot of emotion, guys. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned for more videos that are on the run. I will see you all next time.